Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Idioms Explained Podcast, Season 2, Episode 4. I'm Emily, and we're here on Learn English by English to make idioms easy.
And I'm Alex. Great to be back. And Emily, as always, before we tackle today's idiom, we need to reveal the answer to the What's Alex's Idiom Challenge from S2E4.
Absolutely. In our last episode, Alex, you described a colleague who claimed to be working hard on a report, but was actually spending time chatting and taking long breaks. We asked which idiom from Season 1 described what she was not doing effectively.
And the answer, after many great guesses, is hit the books. Or in this case, not hitting the books, or not hitting her work with focus. She wasn't studying or working diligently.
Hit the books. Well done to everyone who figured that out. It implies dedicated study or work. You can review Hit the Books in episode 12 of season 1. Now, Alex, today's idiom sounds rather unpleasant.
It certainly can describe an unpleasant situation, Emily. Today, we're looking at the idiom to add insult to injury.
Ugh, that sounds like making a bad situation even worse. So it means to compound a misfortune or a bad experience with a further indignity, disrespect, or offense?
Precisely. It's when something bad has already happened, the injury, and then someone says or does something that makes you feel even worse or more humiliated, the insult. For example, not only did they lose the game, but to add insult to injury, the opposing team's fans taunted them as they left the field.
That's a clear example of piling on the misery. Where does this phrase originate, Alex? It feels quite descriptive.
The concept is ancient, Emily. It's found in one of Aesop's fables, specifically The Bald Man and the Fly. In the fable, a fly bites a bald man's head, and when he tries to swat it, he slaps himself hard. The fly then mocks him, saying he tried to avenge a small bite with death, but only added a blow to the insult. So the fly literally added insult to his self-inflicted injury.
Aesop's fables are full of these vivid origins. So the idiom has been around for a very long time, describing that extra layer of unpleasantness. For instance, my car broke down, and to add insult to injury, it started raining heavily while I was waiting for the tow truck.
Exactly. The initial problem was the car breaking down, and the rain just made it worse. Or, she was rejected for the job, and then, to add insult to injury, they misspelled her name in the rejection letter. The rejection is the injury, the added insult is the misspelling.
It really captures that feeling of, can this day get any worse? It's about an already negative situation being exacerbated by something else that feels disrespectful, careless, or just plain unlucky.
It does. It highlights the compounding of negative experiences. It's not just two bad things happening, it's one bad thing made worse by another, often in a way that feels particularly unfair or galling.
Well said. So, to summarize for our listeners, to add insult to injury means to make a bad situation even worse for someone by doing or saying something that upsets or offends them further.
A perfect explanation for a rather unfortunate but common idiom, Emily. Hopefully, no one has to use it too often to describe their own experiences. And now, are our listeners ready to avoid adding the insult of a wrong guess to the injury of a tough challenge for What's Alex's idiom?
Let's hope for correct guesses. What's the scenario today, Alex?
From season 1, of course.
Of course. Here it is. My friend was complaining that his boss never listened to his good ideas. He felt his boss was making a mistake by not considering his suggestions about a new project. He thought his boss was completely mistaken in his approach. Which idiom from season 1 best describes what my friend thought his boss was doing by ignoring his good ideas and pursuing a flawed plan?
Ooh, interesting. So, the boss is pursuing a mistaken course of action. Listeners, what do you think? Which idiom from season 1 fits this situation where someone is fundamentally wrong in their approach? Post your answers in the comments below.
We're eager to see what you come up with. And that's our cue for today. Thanks for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 4 of Idioms Explained podcast. Please subscribe to Learn English by English and hit that notification bell. Your support helps us continue to create content that we hope is never an insult to your intelligence.
Well put. We pour our effort into making quality, clear lessons. Share if you care.